What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leaky14 with a blanket because I'm cold, and today we're gonna do a review for Yuto Suzuki's Sakamoto Days chapter 97, One Below, and let's get to it. So we open the chapter actually with a quick flashback with Yotsumura and Shishiba, and this is kind of the moment where their relationship began, it seems like. Last chapter we got Shishiba approaching Yotsumura in what seems like his assassination attempt, which didn't go well, and that's when he got the scar, because in this chapter of the flashback we don't see his scar and he doesn't have like that black suit on. So this is when he must recruit him, I don't know, into the order or just into the line of assassinations and being an assassin and not being a thug. So it's cool to see that. And then so after the flashback we jump to the aftermath of Osaragi's blow on Yotsumura, and obviously it really didn't do much, so he comes out swinging and they both duck. And I kind of like this interaction. I love Shishiba's interaction with Yotsumura so far because he is so sarcastic, and like when he's talking to Nagumo and Osaragi, he doesn't really talk to them like this, but you can tell there are some harbored feelings between Shishiba and Yotsumura. I mean, this man is like, oh, that line where he said, yo, like, you should really tell your sidekicks to be more polite. And he said, yo, you know what? I'll definitely talk to her about finishing you off in one blow. Like, I love that line. I thought that was dope. And then, we get to squabbling a little bit, and that woman that is with Yotsumura, which we saw way back when he diced up all those people and she survived, and apparently they're together now, they're an item. She just rolls with him ever since that day, but she got his back, and her and Osaragi clash for a bit. She has this pretty cool umbrella weapon, and it's like a shield. It's apparently a gun as well, and then it also shoots out these kunai, and she does this spinning top move and the kunai go flying. I was actually confused if those were bullets, but then in the next panel you can see Osaragi's saw has like these kunai sticking out of it, and Osaragi telling that guy, the cart guy, to just go. And the woman that was with Yotsumura was like, oh, that looks like fun. Makes me assume that this fight in these chapters is gonna go on for a couple more chapters. This fight is, but we'll see. So then obviously we get back to Shishiba and Yotsumura, and they're yapping, right? And these dudes try to sneak Shishiba, and he has his hammers, of course. One dude just has these like needles, and the other just had a big basket, and he was trash. And as soon as these dudes popped on page, I thought he was gonna get one shot right in that closet, but as soon as he hopped up in the air and he was like, yo, don't worry, Mr. Yotsumura, we got this. I'm like, oh, these dudes is dying on the next page. And Shishiba gets slammed into the restaurant. He must do some quick maneuver and just blows both these dudes' heads off. And I mean, fodder gonna be fodder, right? But the next sequence in this chapter, right? I had to reread a couple times. I'm like, why did he stab that guy? And I get these guys are assassins and not everybody is like Mr. Sakamoto and Shin, right? Like they just kill because that's what they do. But when he just stabbed the guy in the restaurant, like, yo, no violence, sir. I was like, whoa, what was that for? But then I saw he had the knife in his hand. And then the previous panel, you could kind of see he has a pen in his hand, and then he goes in his apron and I guess supposedly pulls out a knife. Like, how does he go, there's no violence, and then he pulls out a knife? But he got stabbed, and Shishiba paid for his meal anyway. He said that should cover the charges. Hopefully it covers the roof too, because you came in crashing through the roof, my boy. Hopefully just not that stick. But I really enjoyed that part of the chapter. And then we just see Shishiba walk up to the door, and he stops for a second. He does a little twitch, And then bam, that next page. This is the reason I love Suzuki. This is why I love Suzuki, man. That panel with the fist, and then I gotta figure out what that Mr. Yoshimura's weapon is called, because that thing is stupid. But you know, the 3-piece elongated pole nunchuck spears come slashing through, and he actually does cut Shishiba, but it looks like Yoshimura's face is just starting to like rip off. I'm like, what kind of punch was that? But now that we getting blood like this, I like, is this fight gonna go to the death? Like, I'm starting to think so. And I don't think it's gonna be Yotsumura that's gonna kick the bucket, because his sons, he still gotta see Seba, and Seba, I don't know how to say his name, but like, and Amani, right? He gotta go see his kids at some point. Their paths have to cross. We have to figure out why Yotsumura killed his wife, right? So it's way too early for him to get kicked out of the story. And I don't know, like, I love Shishiba, but is he really that key to the story at this point? If we get his flashback now, and we are starting to get bits and pieces of that flashback, so I'm getting death flags for Shishiba. Hopefully not, because I absolutely love, because honestly the dynamic between Osaragi and Mr. Shishiba is like one of my favorites in the series. Every time I see that Mr. Shishiba, I just crack up. Why did you leave me, Mr. Shishiba? Mad funny. But this chapter was great. The action was great. We got some progression in the story. We found out that woman with Yotsumura can fight. She's actually capable, because we know Osaragi is pretty strong. So if she can fend her off, then she could actually throw hands a little bit. But I hope this fight doesn't go to the death. I want to see Shishiba and Yotsumura stay in the story more. But we'll see, man. Who knows? At this point, like, it's up in the air. Either one of them could go, and I'm leaning more towards Shishiba. But next chapter, I'm just assuming this fight is gonna continue. I think we're gonna get like 2-3 more chapters of this fight, and my worry is just we're gonna get more and more of Shishiba's background, and then, if you know what it is, man, in Shonen Jump, when you get them flashbacks, it's a death flag. So prayers for my boy Shishiba. But I thought this chapter was great. Chapter 97 of Sakamoto Days. What did you think? Comment below, let me know, leave your boy a like, and definitely don't forget to subscribe. Come back for more. It's Leaky14. Have a great day, people. Peace.